Hey guys, Mistmaster1 here, and welcome back to more Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Filmix HD Proud Level 1. So last time, we did some shenanigans in Traverse Town once again, before we ended up here in Monstro, and we found Pinocchio and his father Geppetto, but Pinocchio has wandered off into the distance over there, and in this episode we are going to explore further. So let's go, and we are currently in the mouth of Monstro, but going here into Chamber 1. Interesting. Now, soon we'll get into the whole gimmick of this world, but whoa! Is this what all the inside of all whales look like? I mean, I'd rather not find out, but interesting. Ah, there he is.
What are you doing? Come on, let's go back.
You know, Geppetto's awfully worried about you.
Pinocchio, stop fooling around. This is no time for games.
But Sora, I thought you liked games. Or are you too cool to play them now that you have the Keyblade?
What's he doing here?
Riku? What are you doing here?
Just playing with Pinocchio.
You know what I mean. What about Kairi? Did you find her?
Maybe. Catch us, and maybe I'll tell you what I know.
Oh, come on!
Oh, Riku, what have you done, man? So yeah, he's, well, I mean, it's no secret that he's working with Maleficent now, but Sora himself and the party don't know that, but why is he doing this to us? We used to be friends and all this, and oh my god, there's new enemies. These are Search Ghosts! Blizzard works very well against them. They can teleport away, they can charge you, they can do stuff like that. They can, when they attack, they will take like these little orbs away from you, and by attacking them, you can get some of your health back. They actually take the health, like the damage that they do to you is absorbed in that little, like, sort of purple orb thing, and they can use it to just, you know, move around really fast, so be careful about that. The whole gimmick to Monstro is there's multiple chambers, like we're in the first chamber right now. This is Chamber 3, and I believe that's Chamber 2 over there. We're gonna go out of order, just so I can show you, you know, all the stuff you can do in this place, but Monstro, for the most part, is a maze, and there's a large body that is spawned all the way over there. That is quite something. And we have some more Search Ghosts, so using our newly acquired spells from Agrabah, we can make pretty... Oh my god, the large body spawned right next to me. Pretty short work of these guys. I mean, try your best not to solely 100% rely on magic, but use it when it's applicable. You know, spacing it out so we don't completely blow off, you know, all the MP. But, you know, as long as you're not using it, like, every 2 seconds, and you space it out with some combos with physical attacks in between, you know, it lasts a while. Hopefully we won't have to use too many ethers. We probably will have to use 1, and I have no problem with that, because I have 10 ethers now that I bought some stuff in Traverse Town last episode. And speaking of ethers, we can find a Mega Ether in that chest right there. That's all that's down here. So now we're going to go the other path and continue along the path we actually have to go. Let's ignore the Search Ghosts for now. There's some green Requiems there, not a big deal either. But be careful, because as soon as you enter the screen, there are some... Oh, Jesus. There are some, what's it called? Air soldiers, and this is a bit risky. Okay, let's heal. So you have to act really quickly, or else you can get brutally murdered in just a few seconds because of how fast they move. That's really mean on the programmers to put an air soldier there of all places. You know, completely out of your view before you can even see what's going on. Oh, that is another... No, that's a green Requiem, okay. I was just making sure that wasn't another air soldier, because that's a much bigger problem for us than, green Requiem will ever be. Okay, so far so good. Use of fire. Now that we have... Oh my god, where did you come from? What? No. Bad large body. Go away. But yeah, now that we have ourselves 4 MP and some more evolved magic, we can actually handle Heartless a lot better than we could just a few episodes ago. Get ourselves a cottage here, and we fell from that little indent in the wall there. All these chambers take you to different places across Monstro, and it's basically like a pseudo-maze, like I said earlier, although it's a lot more linear. Well, I suppose mazes aren't linear, is like when you really look at the root of things, but I mean, this one is a lot more linear, I feel, than your average maze. Actually, no, it's probably less linear. What the hell am I talking about? I mean, there's lots of twists and turns and a lot of scenery. It's a lot more bright than you'd ever see in a normal maze that's just like a labyrinth, but yeah. For the most part, it's not super hard to traverse this place. It can be a bit confusing, especially in your first time playing. One thing I'm going to do really quick here, you can actually press circle, or X if you're playing on Japanese. Funny thing is X and circle are switched, and we can just drop the barrel off here instead of having to throw it and line it up. And by doing so, we can actually get up to this little blue platform right here, and inside this chest, we can find ourselves our next set of Dalmatians, numbers 55, 56, and 57. So there we go. And if you really wanted to, you could traverse over to that little portion over there. I'm not gonna worry about that. We can always come back to this world at a later time and pick up stuff that, you know, is in those chests, but I'm not gonna worry about that. We're gonna just go along the path that we've been going on, pick up some chests along the way. That is an air soldier, he needs to get out of here. And that yellow opera could go as well, okay. And we have some new enemies here. These are barrel spiders, and they explode when they die, but they can also just completely, like, kamikaze charge at you and blow up right in your face and deal quite a bit of damage, so watch out for that. Use a blizzard, they don't have very much HP, so they'll go down fairly quick. And just blow up like that. That's really silly, actually, to look at. Let's get rid of this guy. Nice, a bright shard. That'll be pretty good. I already knew what that was before I even picked it up, because I know synthesis materials in this game. We have ourselves a little camping set. Let's use that just to get our MP back, better than to use an ether. We can traverse over here, albeit a bit sketchy. Oh god, please don't fall off. Okay. And come over here, and what we can find is a Mega Elixir. That's really nice to have. And on top of that, we can actually take one of these barrels, just for safety. I'm gonna throw it down there. Oh. Or not. Okay, I'm gonna throw the other one down there in case we do fall off. We can use that as a platform to get up, I believe. So, what you could end up doing is just, I believe you could drop down, like so, and then jump on this, and then use that as your, sort of extra height in order to make these jumps. If only we had an ability to the point where we could jump high enough without needing barrels. If only. Okay, what do we have? We have some more Surge Ghosts. There's nothing really in this room, so we're just gonna run by it. We could get some money and some synth drops if we fought them, but not really that big of a deal. This room. Okay, there's an air soldier right here. Thank you, Donald, for the heal, because you see why I hate air soldiers so much. They will not leave you alone, and they generally get a chance to attack you before you can even remotely do anything. It's so annoying. Have some more yellow operas and some barrel spiders here. Let's get rid of those. Aw, man. I wish I saw Donald shoot a fire. I wouldn't have wasted my magic there, but it's fine. But you see, your party members can actually be quite useful, but only to an extent. You can also control their actions partially with triangle. There's another barrel spider here. Is there another one here? Yeah, okay, get rid of this guy. Try your best not to destroy every single barrel here. We want to save one of these and put it over here for good use, because we can use that barrel and come up here. And inside this chest, we can find ourselves our second torn page out of 5, just located on this blue platform like so. If you make a really precise jump right here, you can make it over to that little platform. That didn't quite make it, but that's fine. A lot of these chests you will not be able to grab until you get some things later in the game that increase your mobility. But again, more on that later. Let's get rid of this barrel. Okay, go screw barrels. Now, be really careful here. As soon as you step down here, you're going to spawn enemies, but you can spawn them a little bit at a time if you don't go too far. Like so, we only spawned a few of them. Get rid of that air soldier immediately. Get rid of this yellow opera. Okay, there's only a few guys left. There we go. It's always satisfying when you get the first move in on the air soldier as a sort of, you know, revenge for all the times it's jumped you, and just being able to kill it outright like that is so satisfying. Coming down here, we can find this next chest, and this contains our next set of Dalmatians. Once again, numbers 76, 77, and 78 have found their way home. Alright, so we've already done a fair deal of stuff in Monstro Goofy. Get out of my face. We can either go over to that little indentation in the wall over there, or here to a little side area, Chamber 5. And inside here, you will find on the ground there is a blue trinity, but as soon as you step forward, whoa, that is an interesting camera. As soon as you step forward, enemies will spawn, and you have to defeat several waves of Heartless to actually get there. If you wanted to really cheat, if you jump and then mash triangle while you're landing on the ground next to the blue trinity, you can actually activate it. But I'm actually going to fight out the fights, because, you know, I'm going to do this the legitimate way. The only one I refused to do legitimately was Agrava, because we were severely unsuited for the fights there. Now that we have stronger magic and another bar of MP, that's kind of a different story. Especially since the Heartless here in general, aside from the air soldiers, are nowhere near as vicious as some of the other Heartless we saw in Agrava, such as the pot spiders and the bandits. But yeah, you'll start off, you know, just one shadow at a time, one shadow at a time. Then you'll get some waves like this. Thank you, Donald, for that gravity. Also, another thing to note, Green Requiems absorb all types of magic that are fire, blizzard, or thunder. The only way you can really get rid of them ultimately... Oh jeez, I got... Oh, I actually almost died right there. That was really sketchy. The only way you can really beat Green Requiems is with brute force, so if you notice I haven't been doing any, magical attacks on them, that is the reason why. They absorb pretty much all magic. With the exception of gravity, and, another form of arrow that we'll go over later, and one other type of magic that we actually haven't obtained yet. Oh great, now we have these guys to deal with, the 2 Green Requiems and a large body, but that's fine because just 2 fires, and he's down for the count, and these Green Requiems are not anything without their allies, as they cannot physically do any harm to you. And we have finished. Alright, that wasn't so bad. That probably took like, what, a minute and a half? Not really that chaotic. Get yourself your next Blue Trinity right here, Trinity Jump, I believe it's called. Get yourself a lot of money, a cottage, you know, look at these huge, like, pellets of money right here. Get ourselves, like, what? Oh, like, around 300 money, so we're already making back a lot of the money. We've probably gained 2 ethers worth of money since we started coming back here. That's really something. Thundaga Gummy in this chest, which I will be showing off in the next gummy mission that we do. And in here we get ourselves another Mega Ether. Getting all these items is very nice. Stocking up on ethers is the key to being successful in this game, because magic is pretty much everything, especially during a level 1 playthrough. You can also use this barrel as a little platform to get up to this little spot here. But, the place I suppose most people come from is up there, and I'll be showing you how to get over there. Also, on the other side of this, I'll just go back up really quickly one more time. There's another drop-off place like the one we're on right now on the opposite side, and it actually has a white trinity on it. And there's various platforms over there that we really can't access right now, and even if we could, it's not worth doing so. But just keep in mind that those are some things that we can do later on, once again, once we start revisiting worlds, because there is as you can see, you know, we got the Green Trinity, there's a few worlds we've been to already that we could use the Green Trinity at and get more items. I'm gonna wait till we have pretty much everything before we actually move on. And Donald coming in with that very useful cure and gravity. Well, I saw the Green Requiems and thought cure, so that's why I said that, but yeah. And, you know, just destroying enemies outright, that's really cool. Chamber 5 is the same chamber we were at initially, but we come in from the top part like before, up there. And I'm not going to waste any time because all these Heartless are here. We're going to head to Chamber 4, and this is the actual part that we need to head to, so let's listen for this cutscene.
Why do you still care about that boy? He has all but deserted you for the Keyblade and his new companions, after all.
I don't care about him. I was just messing with him a little.
Oh, really? Of course you were. Beware the darkness in your heart. The Heartless prey upon it.
Mind your own business.
So it's really strange that even though Riku is working with Maleficent, he doesn't have the best sort of, like, you know, they're not on a good sort of standard with each other.
Riku! What's the matter with you? What are you thinking? Don't you realize what you're doing?
I was about to ask you the same thing, Sora. You only seem interested in running around and showing off that Keyblade these days. Do you even want to save Kairi?
I do.
Uh-oh. Pinocchio has run off and is being attacked by some monster. What could it possibly be? So yeah, a little bit of conflict between Sora and Riku. They're not really sort of adversary. I mean, there have been adversaries as a friendly sort of competition for a while, but this is the first time they're really getting severe conflict with one another and not really agreeing upon things. And we can't worry about that now. We have to go into the bowels, ew, and go see what happened to Pinocchio. What is that thing? Oh no! Got captured.
You up for this?
No problem. Let's do it.
And we have ourselves our next boss fight. This is Parasite Cage, and he will beat the heck out of Riku like that. Oh wow, he actually throws potions, I forgot he did that. And Riku will not be super useful. He can be useful, but not all the time. He will actually fight this guy partially for you, but you really have to get in there. And as you can see, he throws his tentacles around all over the place, and that's sort of the that's all this guy can really do, is just flail his arms around and try to do stuff to actually hurt you. But really quick, I'm actually going to show off Bambi, one of our 2 new summons that we get to show off. Yeah. And what Bambi does, as I explained in the last episode when we obtained him, is he actually allows you to generate some MP during boss fights, or just any fights in general. So like so, we can use him, and when he jumps around like this, he can actually, he gives off these little MP orbs. That's really nice. But unfortunately, Bambi won't be lasting very long due to the fact that the little MP gauge, with all things considered, we only have 4 MP, which is a nice boost to the summon power, because the more MP you have, the more powerful they are. But Bambi is not going to prove to be super useful as of right now. On the other hand, and my party members just ate it, that's fine. Really quick, make sure you do this next part correctly. It's okay, just get out of there, like so. That was really close, but we're fine. We're going to throw a Mega Potion. Notice how I did a finisher type move on Parasite Cage? Quickly, now we're going to summon Genie. All your party members, of course, have to be alive to summon, and we're going to show off our second summon. And now this is where the whole EXP0 damage storage thing really takes place, because we've already seen pretty much everything that this guy can do. And I'm going to show you guys the extent at which EXP0 can destroy some bosses. Way Genie works, lock on, you'll see a bunch of targets of him. Once they stop popping up like that, you can use him and he'll shoot all these various attacks at him, like so. And just keep in mind all the attacks you're doing now, and wait for it. He even casts Stop on the guy. And he's already done, it may not seem like he's done a lot, but he's almost already dead. I was actually kind of expecting to do, like, for him to die from that, but we also haven't really done a whole lot to the guy, like, we've only done a few hits. But Genie has just taken off probably about 75 to 80% of his health. See, he's already dead. And Genie has done, Goofy, what are you doing? No, don't do that, that's wrong. He takes off a significant amount of health. Absolutely destroys enemies. Man. And for defeating Parasite Cage, we get ourselves or Goofy gets himself the cheer ability, rather. And what this does is, I don't even think I explained it when Aladdin was in the party, but because he had the ability, cheer allows you to increase the summon's MP gauge, giving them more time and attacks per battle, equipped to an entire party to boost effect. Donald will also learn one of these way later in the game, and this is the only ability Goofy actually learns through leveling up, so that's pretty funny. And, yeah, the reason Genie does so much damage and a lot of attacks in general, like your magic, your summons, like Genie, and we will also be getting another sort of rapid-fire summon later in the game that absolutely wrecks certain things, and more on that as we get to that part. But yeah, when you do a finisher-type move and it connects, then you can just use those sort of attacks and do outlandish damage to various enemies. And it's extremely useful in a lot of cases, but Riku's down there trying to like steal Pinocchio, so let's try to stop him. We've already wasted a lot of time staying up here. And upon your defeat of Parasite Cage, the water level in the mouth will actually lower.
Pinocchio! Pinocchio! Please, give me back my son!
Sorry, old man. I have some unfinished business with this puppet.
He's no puppet. Pinocchio is my little boy.
He is unusual. Not many puppets have hearts. I'm not sure, but maybe he can help someone who's lost theirs.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about Kairi?
What do you care about her?
Why is Riku so adamant about being the only one who cares about one of, like, the only other main friend we've had in this entire game? Good lord. So Riku has just taken Pinocchio over to that little area right there, but we stand no chance of getting up there because our jump is too small. What could we possibly do? Geppetto, help us. I meant to save this chest for later, but please use it to find Pinocchio. Huh, really? Well, this is our first instance of a new type of ability. If we open this chest, we obtain ourselves the shared ability High Jump. The party can equip these shared abilities by selecting shared in the abilities menu. And I remember someone long ago, like I think on my first part, they asked why EXP0 wouldn't be a part of the shared abilities thing, which would make sense aside from the fact that they'd probably have to explain that tutorial really early on, and by the time it actually was really relevant, you might actually forget where to look for these things, but here we go. Before we equip that, take note, that's our normal jump right here, but now we're going to equip the high jump, and all of a sudden, we gain a lot of height with our jumps, and the funny thing is, the first thing we're gonna do is actually use it to get onto this little, like, thing right here and get up to this balcony on top of the ship because there's a green trinity here, but a really weird thing is that, if you line it up properly, you can actually, it's really silly to do, and this has, like, no relevance whatsoever, but I just found it weird. You can actually, like, walk onto this thing because of the slant of the, plank and the height and everything. I found that really strange, but anyway. Before we go rescue his son like an important person, and that's our most important duty, we're gonna collect everything in the room first. Yay! Starting with this green trinity. I believe this makes our fourth one since we've got it. We've done the one in Agrabah, in Olympus, in Traverse Town, and now we are activating the one in Monstro. So if we open up this chest right here, we can find ourselves a Mithril Shard, just like a lot of the other ones we found throughout the game. And we're gonna finish off this episode by pretty much collecting everything that's available in this part of Monstro. And everything else that is in Monstro, like in the chambers and stuff, I will be coming back for at a later time. But since it's convenient to get all the chests in this area now that the water has been drained, that is what I'm going to do. Get ourselves a scan gummy, more on that later. That's like my catchphrase for this whole LP, more on that later, because you really can't maximize on certain things until much later in the game when you have more stuff available to you. So we're just traversing through all these little platforms, going up ledges, get the cottage right here in that chest. And high jump allows you to do some really interesting platforming. Like, you can barely make that jump. I didn't quite make it right there. But you can make some pretty insane jumps now that you have this new little shared ability. Coming all the way up here, this is an important chest to pick up as well. Get ourselves the Water Gleam little item here, and that actually is another summon gem, just like the Nature Spark and the Earth Shine that we've obtained before. And after we finished our events in this world, we will be going back to Traverse Town once again, not only to activate that summon gem, but we also got a torn page in this episode, so that'll be like killing two birds with one stone. Next thing on my list, activate this blue trinity that was previously inaccessible until we have defeated Parasite Cage, like so. Get ourselves some money, which unfortunately, if it falls in the water, you can't get it, because there is no way to dive into the water, we can only swim. So, unfortunately, that money is gone. Oh, or not, or you could just use the little, your momentum from falling off to pick it up, so that's pretty cool, I didn't know that. And one last thing, this is the tricky one to get in the room, but get to the edge of this platform, jump and hold forward, you can actually grab this plank right here, grab this one in succession, and then finally this last one, and if you open up this chest, you can get yourself our last set of Dalmatians of this place. 73, 74, and 75 have returned home. Now, I believe there is one more set of Dalmatians in this world, but we could actually go get them right now, but they're in the chambers, and we couldn't previously get them until we got high jump, so I'll just save that for a return trip whenever we come back here. Now that, oh, and also, that's just one way to get around, but another way you could is use this like little plank on the ship right here, and then use that in order to get over this place over here, and then from there up to here, and that is how we can get ourselves all the way over to this part of Monstro, which is the, what is it? The throat. I don't want to go in there yet. Or if you're really cool, shoutouts to a good friend of mine, Zetrus, you could do it that way and actually save yourself some time. Being a speedrunner of this game, I've learned various tricks like that, and it's pretty interesting. So, before we head in there, I'm afraid we're gonna have to wait until next episode. So guys, I've been MrMaster1, thank you for watching. This has been episode 21 of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Final Mix HD Proud Level 1, and in the next episode, we will go into the throat. We will try to stop Riku from doing whatever he wants to do with Pinocchio, and hopefully bring Pinocchio back to Geppetto so they can be a happy family once again. So guys, once again, I've been MrMaster1, and I will see you guys in episode 22. See you guys later.